My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're watching the Rasslin Rage YouTube show.
Cause we love it all, just bring your passion with you. When you roll with us, it is our go-to. Bring you all the wrestling like no one else can. Program, don't you touch that dial, we'll make you reroute your plans. Turning up the volume, bringing prospects the chance. Breakout stars to legends, any woman, oh man, any given band, yeah. This is all them. You can listen to them live or on the replay. Touching all the current topics, push the relay. Bringing workers in the chat before the D-Day. We gonna give it to you. We gonna rustle feathers. Whether on opposing sides or we stand together. But we don't swerve from the trouble, yeah, we ride the wave. Through a Rasslin Rage. 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 And now, Rasslin Rage.
All right, look at that. I gotta remember to turn it up. And here we are. We are live. Rasslin Rage. Live from the basement. Yet again. Look at everybody in the chat. Hey, how you doing? Cyrus. Nice to see you. Sean is in there too. Josh, how you guys doing tonight? Let me see here. Let me keep going. Mr. Beals. All right. Nice to see all of you tonight. Thank you so much. Long ass intros is what's up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us. Anyway, so let me scroll back up here. I don't know how I got down here. Welcome back to another episode of Rasslin Rage. 55. 55 to be exact. Oh my goodness. There was no show last week. I was at Livonia, Michigan for Evolve 115. Evolve 115, got to see Cyrus. Got to see a couple other guys over there that I knew that were hanging out. We'll talk about it a little more in the indie section of the show. But, you know, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe. And, of course, give this video a big thumbs up, all right? Big thumbs up. It's down there somewhere in there. Give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much. Pardon me. I'm getting a little sick. So if my voice breaks or cracks at times, I apologize. So those of you that watch every week, I want to take the time to say thank you so much. Thank you for joining us tonight, of course, but you know, everybody that tunes in every week, you guys really make this make it worth it. So I appreciate it, and those that donate, I really appreciate you, because big news, flashing big news. There is a new Rasslin Rage intro on the way. I'm just waiting. And that's because of you guys donating the money that you do for the show. And I use that to buy stuff for the show. So that's all you guys. You did that. So thank you so much for that. So I want to say thank you. Next week, Weaponized Alex Weir. Oh boy, here we go. Listen. And his father and ring announcer, Michael Weir, will join us live on the show, on the set next week. All right, so tune in for that next week. And then I'm in talk with Josh over here. Josh wants to come on, and we're going to make that happen. So make sure you stay tuned for all that. I'm definitely going to, I need to figure out how to put like a counter, like right here somewhere, or maybe over there. But anyways, how many promos Alex cuts during the show? Well, that's the counter, right? So anyways, make sure to check out the description, or you can head on over to the RasslinRage.com to find most of the same links that you'll find down in the description. You'll also find all the videos from the YouTube is on there. The only thing that I don't think has been updated on the website is the donation link or the WWE shop link. So you will find our link to the ProWrestlingTees.com/RasslinRage. That's where you can buy a T-shirt. It ships right to your house. They got all the sizes. I think they got all the way up to 5X. Of course, if you're a WWE fan, there's a link down there to buy their merch. Go there. We get a small commission on that. Look at any money that comes from the commissions or donations goes right back into the show. Helps me buy, microphones, whatever we may need for the show. Eventually, I was talking about this before for Collector's Corner. I want to buy I guess it would be a case, I don't know, of cards, WWE cards, and do like a box break, and it depends on what series of cards it is, how many hits per box you get, so on and so forth. It just depends. But I want to do something like that, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to use donation money to do that, of course. Excuse me. Of course, there's the Highspots link down there. You click that, you go there. You can buy wrestling gear. You can buy wrestling ring. You can buy whatever you want. If you have questions, make sure, you have a question for me, or you have a question that, you just want to talk about, or something you want to talk about in general. We'll talk about it at the end of the show, and that's where we do legit wrestling questions. What's up, Skyjacker? Nice to see you tonight, buddy. So let's get into the show. All right, let's get going. We're 8 minutes in. Let's check out what we like to call Collector's Corner. As soon as I find the thing over here, I need a producer. That's what I need. So after this, when we come back. All righty. So we're back. So we got another edition of Collector's Corner. I got a few things. Now, I didn't just get these in one day. This is like over 2 weeks now, really. Probably a little bit more. One of these things I got before, I just keep forgetting to bring it in, all right? So this one's pretty cool. Check this out. Hold on. So a friend of mine messages me on Facebook, and he says, hey, dude, there's a guy on Etsy, I think it's called, ETSY, and he sells printed reprints of event posters. And he's got one. It's an old, here, I'll show it in this one. Oops, I'm hitting my microphone. So if you look at that, what does that say? Henry McMorrin, Port Huron, right? You know, Andre the Giant, the Sheik. So it's not the actual event poster, but it's still cool. It's a print of, and it's from the McMorrin. August 21st. It doesn't say what year this was. I'd have to look it up. But you got to think that's pretty cool. I can't see my chat. There we go. But there. So it's Andre the Giant versus the Sheik. Let's see here. Pampero Furpro versus Don Kent. Hank James versus the Animal Steel. Plus 2 more big bouts. Tickets on sale at the arena. $4 for ringside, man. So you know how long ago that was? Let's hold it up there. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Right? All right. So next, moving on. This was something that I obtained at, there we go, at Evolve. Oh, hello there. Oh, it's Portugal. Portugal is checking us out on Twitch. Hello, Portugal. Thank you for joining us. But anyways, yeah, I got this. I obtained it. So let's see here. There's more. We got more. I obtained this too. There are certain people that may not like this, but I like it. But you know what? I'm gonna send it back. I'm gonna send it to him again because I couldn't find my gray Sharpie. Look at that picture. It is autographed by Cyrus Satine. Yeah, look at that. However, I didn't have my gray Sharpie, so I'm gonna send it back to him. Well, no, there was a Smarkdown Official. This is his name in Portugal on Twitch is watching. He said hello. Greetings from Portugal. Greetings, everybody, from Portugal. This one I got. I got a while ago. It's just been sitting and I forgot about it. Man, that's really. The light's really killer tonight. Anyways, Gold Dust. You know what I mean? Gold Dust. Elite. Do it up here. Stinking light. There we go. I hate certain places that put the stickers on there, but I'll get it off of there. There's a way to get them off. All right, and then lastly, one last thing. Craig, if you're here, you'd like this. Let's see here. Picked this up from a friend. Royal Rumble event chair from the Joel Louis Arena. 125, 2009. So, pretty cool. Not bad stuff there, right? So that's another one to go over here. All right. Hey, so Josh, you say you got that chair? Nice. So, Smarkdown Official over on Twitch asks, What would you say is your most valuable autograph on that wall? Okay, well, so value, when you ask a question like that, there's two types of value, in my opinion, right? You got your monetary value, like what do you think you could sell the most, like get the most money for? And then you have, the value, like just, the value to you, like how much is it worth to you? Like you would never give it up, For me, I'm gonna go with Ric Flair, the most valuable to me. I'm gonna go with the Four Horsemen, which is back here, which you can't see because of the chat. But I have the Four Horsemen Hall of Fame Elite signed by the Hall of Fame version, WWE Hall of Fame version of the Four Horsemen, including J.J. Dillon. That to me has more value than anything because I met the Four Horsemen. That right there, that's when no, I didn't get it from him. But that's most valuable to me because I met, as far as whatever, but as value goes, what could I get the most money for? That's a hard one, dude. That's a hard question. I don't think I'd ever sell them, any of them. I don't think I'd ever sell any of my autographs. I know you're not asking that question, but you're really making me think on this, man. Well, I have Sting on the Hall of Fame. I have Ted DiBiase on the Hall of Fame. Pete Dunne. That's sweet. I got Pete Dunne. I got him. He's over there. I got Pete Dunne. What the hell is their name? The Mustache Mountain, dude. British Strong Style. I know all their names. I'm just having a brain fart because I got to think of it right now. But yeah, I got all three of their autographs. I met all three of them at a Progress show. So yeah, good stuff, man. Great question, by the way. All right, so we got some indies to talk about. So when we come back, we're going to talk about indies. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, man. It's a lot better in person, man, for sure. All right, when we come back. Wrong one. Yeah, there you go. So thanks for the reminder, Sean. Did you see that, everybody? If you look in there, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. So yeah, I met those guys at Progress show in Detroit, so that was pretty cool. Excuse me. So indies, we got some big stuff to talk about here. So first of all, we're a week away from Blue Water Championship Wrestling's Thanksgiving weekend show, and remember, we talked about the tag team tournament, so we already know all about that, but it's going to take place at the American Legion in Port Huron. It marks the beginning of the tag team tournament, like we talked about, and the return of midget wrestling, so you got to love that. Tickets are available at PKSA Port Huron, St. Clair, and the American Legion, and of course online at bwcwstars.com. Get your tickets if you still can. Tomorrow, BCWA holds Tag Your It 2 in Wyandotte, Michigan. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6. RJ City will be taking on Maserati Rick and Bill Martell for a championship. If you don't remember who RJ City is, he was the one. He's been around for longer than this, but he had a little Twitter spat with David Arquette, and then they wrestled. And then David Arquette and him became tag partners, and they are tag team partners. But here he's taking on these guys for a championship. Allison Kay will be there. Okay, you do that. Smart says he's going to join the YouTube so you can see all that chat. All right, so anyways, she's going to face Solo Darling. Tickets are $13 at the door and $10 online. So you get a cheaper tickets if you get them online. Obviously, it's an advance sale, yada yada yada. So on this Sunday, November 18th, XICW 243 takes place at the Fraser Lions Club in Fraser, Michigan. 5:30 is the scheduled start time, and we'll see the return of Jimmy Jacobs, as well as some of our Michigan independent favorites like Weaponized Alex Weir, Black Diamond Jack Price, Billy Ray Daniels, Isaiah Browner, and El Ridiculoso, to name just a few. Tickets are only $20 for the first row and $15 for GA. You can go to xicw.info, I believe, and click on the tickets tab to purchase your tickets. They do all their tickets online, and it's amazing, by the way. So it's easy. You just show up, bam, you're in the door. Then November 2nd, XICW Proving Ground season finale. Listen to this, guys. Billy Ray Daniels, he was on the show 3 weeks ago. Him and his partner, his vet, Levi Blue, take on Jossie and Stills in the finals. So that's amazing stuff right there. Billy Ray Daniels all the way to the finals. If you don't remember, Cyrus Satine won Proving Ground. What was it, last year? I believe it was last year. So that's pretty awesome. Expect a huge promo from Billy Ray on social media concerning the match very soon. So look out on the Billy Ray Daniels page. Metro Pro Wrestling's Holiday Havoc takes place on December 1st in Southgate, Michigan. Tickets are $12 for adults, and kids 12 and under are only $5. That's amazing. That's a great price, especially when Brian Pillman Jr. will be there facing off against Gavin Quinn, one half of Lotus. The other half was on Evolve in Livonia. So that was pretty sweet. Good stuff to watch. Also, scheduled to appear is the best pound-for-pound wrestler, in my opinion, in the state of Michigan, Nate Matson. Orlando Christopher will also be there, and Joe E. Legend. Definitely check that out. Clash Wrestling returns December 8th to Taylortown Trade Center for All Out War with a 6 p.m. bell time. You can buy tickets on their website for $12 a piece or 4 for $40. ClashWrestling.com. There you go. So, went to Evolve. It was in Livonia. The show started at 8. It started a little late. Good stuff, though. Ran into a couple people I know. Said hello. Of course, ran into Cyrus. Said hi to him. We exchanged pleasantries, as you could say. And ran into Blake. Talked to him for a little bit. I seen a couple guys that are cameraman. I left them alone. They were on the other side of the gate. I didn't say much to them because, they were busy and they were having conversations with other people, and I didn't want to be rude. So I let them do their thing. But anyways, I was front row, and I was on the same side as the hard cam. So far, I've sat on all 4 sides of the ring in an Evolve show, and I'm going to have to say I think that on the hard cam side is the best side. So I'm going to have to go with that from now on is when I go to the show. You got to be in the middle, though. A lot of action. Had some great matches. We saw NXT Cassius Ohno take, I can't think of the dude's name, but he's also in the NXT, and he is the Evolve champion, I believe. And that was a great show. That was a great match. Who else? Let's see here. Street Profits took on JD Drake and his tag team partner. Street Profits are the Evolve tag team champions. They're from NXT. We saw Mustafa Ali take on DJZ. Both wear lit up masks and stuff. Really cool entrances. Yes, thank you. Fabian Itchner. Very good. Achner. Well, one of them. So definitely a good show. I had a blast, to tell you the truth. AR Fox and Austin Theory had 2 matches, which were amazing. The last match blew the doors off the place. Let's just put it that way. There was some NXT talent that wrestled at Evolve, and they were amazing matches, don't get me wrong. But AR Fox and Austin Theory in this unsanctioned match at the end of this was amazing. The ladder spots, if you don't know who these 2 dudes are, you should just not even watch wrestling anymore, because these 2 dudes are amazing. All right. AR Fox is a high-flying machine. I mean, you can go and you can watch a lot of these guys on major networks, and they do a lot of good stuff. But this dude, I don't even know how to explain it. The AR Fox just has this, I don't even know. He has this way, and he draws you in to what he's doing. And like when you're in the ring, I guess you could say you're putting on a dance. When you can draw people in and have their, and draw them in and cheer you and feel for you when they think you may be hurt, or man, this guy he's got it all. He does it, and he does it well. And the guys that he helps train, it shows. And Austin Theory is one of those guys. So amazing match. Absolutely my favorite match of the entire night, I would have to say. Not even because of the spots with the chairs and the craziness and the flips, just because the story that was happening. The story of that match included with how AR Fox and Austin Theory brought the passion to make you feel it and understand it. That's why it was my favorite match of the night. Definitely awesome. And let me tell you what, best $30 I've ever spent. If you haven't been to an Evolve show, I don't know what is wrong with you. I have no idea. $30 for front row. And I got to see all that. I like, really? Are you kidding me? $30 like front row? Dude, you got to go. I'm telling you right now. So it's been 2 weeks since we've raged out in All the Rage. This is the part of the show where we talk about all the news and issues or whatever craziness which happens in the world of professional wrestling, which there's a lot of craziness in professional wrestling. So we call this little section All the Rage. So when we come back, boom. So we're back. All the Rage. All right. So big wrestling weekend, right? Huge wrestling weekend when you think about it this weekend. Not even talking about any independence in the state of Michigan, but we got tomorrow we have NXT War Games, right? War Games, which it's going to be crazy, right? We'll talk about that. And then Sunday, of course, we got Survivor Series, which huge pay-per-views. Definitely not the Survivor Series that I grew up with, but, definitely still called that. I'll go through some matches, maybe I won't talk about some. We'll talk about all of NXT, of course, because it's not quite as big as a card. But I want to know if you guys, most of you guys are huge wrestling fans, so you should already know what matches are coming up for both. I would like to know in chat while I'm going through all this, what match are you looking forward to from either one or both pay-per-views? What are you looking forward to? So let's hear from you guys. And while I talk about it, we'll hear about it, Which one am I? Usually NXT takes it from. Yeah, I'm definitely for the NXT. I'm most excited for NXT. War Games, it's always NXT for me. I love NXT. I'd rather watch NXT. But so that's what we're talking. So NXT, Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. Man, that's going to be amazing. Oh, I wish I was there to see that. You know, I got to work, which really sucks. So I won't be able to watch everything. Shayna Baszler takes on Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship out of 2 out of 3 falls match. That's going to be good. That's definitely good right there. Tommaso Ciampa. This is going to be this card's stacked. The card's just stacked, man. Tommaso Ciampa takes on Velveteen Dream for an NXT Championship match. How can you go wrong with this pay-per-view? You can't. You just can't. It's amazing. Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders versus Undisputed Era in a War Games match. Amazing. How? All right. So I'm gonna go out on a line. I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say out of this card, the best match of the night is gonna be Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano, and then after that will probably be the War. I don't know about the War Games. I'm gonna say Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream. We'll see. But so, of course, Survivor Series, right? We got Survivor Series. We have a Survivor Series elimination women's match. Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, Ruby Riott, and their captain, Alexa Bliss, versus Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and to be announced, which isn't that Charlotte? Or now it's going to be somebody else, isn't it? So that's not updated. I got that information from somewhere, but that was no accident. Well, I don't. You go on record say that. We got a men's Survivor Series elimination match. Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley with their captain, Baron Corbin, take on Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, and The Miz. Well, not bad. That's going to be a good one. Definitely check that one out, huh? Raw vs. SmackDown match. We got Raw Tag Team Champions, Authors of Pain, who are the champions, taking on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar. Now, that's going to be a great match. If the Authors of Pain don't kill them, hopefully it's not a squash. I hope that it definitely is a good match. Let's see here. Another Raw vs. SmackDown. We got WWE U.S. Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins. This should be a great match. Definitely should, make some noise. I'm definitely thinking that's going to make some noise. And then we have a Raw versus SmackDown women's match, which was originally supposed to be the Raw champion versus the SmackDown champion, but someone's got a concussion now, so that's not going to happen. But WWE Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte, which, hey, that's still going to be a good match. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Definitely going to be some money. There's a lot of money going on here. And then we have WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar taking on WWE Champion Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan won the championship from AJ Styles on on SmackDown. And so now we have Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. I'm not quite sure what happened there and why, but hey, it is what it is. Didn't Daniel Bryan beat Brock Lesnar before? I mean, obviously it was before his head injuries, but I'm not mistaken. I think he has. There's a lot of talk going on in the chat about this, about the stiff fist from Nia Jax that has put Becky Lynch out. We got a WWE Cruiserweight Championship match versus Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali, who is cool. Then we have a 10-on-10 tag team Survivor Series elimination match on the kickoff show. Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, The Revival, the B-Team, Lucha House Party, and the Ascension versus the Usos, the New Day, Sanity, Gallows and Anderson, and the Colognes. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. But anyways, those are your matches for both pay-per-views. Let me see. Let me go back up here. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose from the Skyjacker. SmackDown is Nakamura. SmackDown says Nakamura versus Rollins is his match that he's looking forward to. Let's see here. Dan Beal says Nia Jax ruined the match that he wanted to see, which that would be Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. Which, man, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing with that, and this is my opinion, of course, and everybody, you can agree or disagree. That's okay. But I really think I'm more interested now after this whole thing with Nia and the invasion of Raw. I'm more interested now in that match than I am if she wouldn't have got that concussion. I think it's made it much more interesting because now you have a dynamic, you have a triangle of something going on, of some of the top talent across both brands. So I really like it more than, say, if it was just Becky Lynch versus Ronda. Because now Nia Jax is in the mix. You know, it adds a whole new dynamic. It makes it very interesting. There's jaw-jacking from all three of them going on. And let me say, Becky Lynch is owning it. Boy, oh boy, is Becky Lynch on top of her game right now. Wow. Like, I like Becky Lynch. I've never been I'm a huge Charlotte fan. I've never been like, whoa, but wow, she is truly just lit a fire under a whole lot of people's ass. Let's put it that way, right? Dude, all right, so now I got to go back here. Let's see. I'm going to recoil in horror at every suplex Lesnar gives Bryan. Yeah, that could definitely be a bad time. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, says the Skyjacker. All right, so definitely. Before we get too far into all the rage, and we're talking about it, we're still going. Rousey sure is getting better on the mic, right? I got to give her that. It still doesn't change my opinion on her holding the belt, though. That's just me, in my opinion. I like her. I think she's doing well. I don't think that her star power alone should be what gave her the title. That's just my opinion. You can take it however you want. But I think that she should have had earned her. Yes, she is a star, and yes, I think she could have brought a whole new light to NXT too. You know what I mean? So what she's doing in Raw, she could have done in NXT just the same. And yes, I get it. She's money, and that's why they did what they did. But I don't agree with it. So she didn't start with the belt. I think she should have started out like anybody else, though. She should have heard. She has to earn her keep. That's just my opinion. I think that she should make her bones. You know what I mean? That's just my way of saying it. I think that she should have had to make her bones just like everybody else. Yes, she's been in the UFC. Yes, she's an Olympian in judo, and she's an Olympic medalist and all these good things. I get that. I understand. But she's got to make her bones, man. That's just my opinion. But anyways, that this whole thing is insane. I just got to say that because it's going. It's definitely going nuts, and it's brought my interest back to the game because I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't really watch a lot of Raw and SmackDown. I pay attention to highlights and I'll watch matches. I don't watch the whole entire show just because I'm not as interested in some of the things that are going on. I'm more interested in the matches. That's just me though. But however, we talked about this on a previous show. Moving on, Impact moved to a later time on Pop TV. The ratings have been going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's been considerably going down since they moved to the 10 p.m. time slot. It's being rumored and written about that they're seeking a new television home. I personally believe that they should stick to. They have a really strong following on social media. They have a very strong following online. They have a streaming service. They use Twitch. They use YouTube. I really think that they could take advantage of that and do a lot of things with YouTube. And I think they could do a lot of things with Twitch. Twitch, you can make money on there, and they could do it. And I know dang well they could. There's a couple promotions that are on Twitch. I really think that they should do their thing like that and build their brand, and then once they get that, rebuild their brand, I should say, because it's not where it was, right? And rebuild their brand, and then once they do that, then they can start taking something that's worth something out to other networks. I think they should just go back to the basics, maybe. And the basics nowadays are the internet, and that's where you can reach a lot of people that way. So I really think that's just my opinion, though, and people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. But speaking of time changes, right? So it appears that the USA Network, right? So, and that's where Raw and SmackDown are on currently, and SmackDown we know is going to Fox, but it will no longer allow Raw to run over its allocated time slot. So, before there was an overage and it was allowed, but that's going away. I'm really not sure why. There was nothing to talk about it, but I don't really think you need the overage if they just do things right. They just got a plan to do things right? And I know there's mistakes made and things happen, but that's the name of the game, right? A new trailer has been released for the movie about WWE's Paige. The movie's titled Fighting with My Family, which is a movie about her growing up in England with her wrestling family and coming over here to the States and eventually working with WWE. I seen the new trailer. I've seen one previously too, before, and I'll definitely be checking this out. It actually looks pretty good, to tell you the truth. I just think that I think it's going to be entertaining, so definitely a good time. Enzo is back in the news again. This is kind of funny. Enzo was kicked off the flight to Los Angeles from New York for allegedly vaping. So there was a couple days, that this was lingering. And then a video interview that Enzo did with TMZ popped up. And in that video, he stated it wasn't him vaping, and that he's not a stitch. So he plugged a bunch of shows that he's doing, but he says he wasn't vaping and that he was put on a different flight. So I don't know. I think a lot of people write things about things that really don't matter sometimes, and it became something that it wasn't. But Enzo back in the news, right? Cody Rhodes has confirmed that his match against Jay Lethal at Final Battle for the Ring of Honor heavyweight title will be his last match with Ring of Honor. This was on his Twitter. He was talking about it. Excuse me. Sorry, man. I'm still in my throat. There's been a lot of speculation on where him and the rest of the guys in the Elite are going. Do they sign with WWE? Or they got something else going on? Who knows? What's your thoughts? Let's talk about it in here. What do you think's going on? Do you think these guys are going to stay in Ring of Honor? Are they going to stay in New Japan? What are they going to do? Are they going to start their own deal? Are they going to do All In too? What's happening? I don't know. So, while I wait for some responses, on that note, it's to be noted that Cody and the Young Bucks are not the only ones with contracts coming up for Ring of Honor. Hangman Page has also been reported not to be re-signing with Ring of Honor. Now, a member of Ring of Honor's roster that's not in the Elite, there's a bunch of guys with contracts coming up. Silas Young is one of those gentlemen. His is coming up at the end of the year as well. In a recent interview with Wrestling Inc., he stated that he's not opposed to talking to the other side. When he says the other side, he's meaning WWE. He's not opposed to that. And that would all depend on if WWE has interest in Silas. But, right, what if he does get the belt? Maybe they're doing that on purpose. That's what I'm saying, There's the 11th hour. There's always something. Something's going to happen, and there's going to be a big announcement about whatever it is. I could be, and All Into Double or Nothing, which will probably be good, but not as good as the first one. That was from SmackDown. I don't know. Yeah, it could happen. I've seen stranger things happen, right? Jericho or somebody, who was it? Somebody won the belt and they were supposed to leave. It was Jericho. We knew he was going on tour with Fozzy and he won the belt. So there's been a lot of talk about Ring of Honor, right? Because, we got all these guys, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Silas, and I'm not sure who else's contracts are up, but to the understanding of most that there's a bunch of guys that are having contract negotiations or are subject to contract going or expiring. So there's been a lot of things saying that, a lot of people that discussing that Ring of Honor is probably going to have some roster spots to fill. So it could be real soon. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because wrestling is about to get real interesting. Not that it isn't already, but I think it's going to get even more interesting because some big players that have moved some big money are about to be non-contractually obligated. That could mean a lot. So, speaking of people leaving, right? So, we don't know if these guys are going to stay. Well, we do know Trevor Lee, former Impact X Division champion, has left Impact Wrestling. He's finished up his contractual matches at Impact's TV tapings in Las Vegas this past week. There's been talk that WWE is interested, taking him into NXT, and the rumor is that he could possibly be announced to NXT roster in January. Trevor Lee's not a bad wrestler. If you haven't checked any of his stuff out, I'm sure you could search him on YouTube. Maybe find some things on Facebook. There's all sorts of way to see him. Yeah, good for Trevor. Yep, thanks. Tell him. Good for Trevor. He deserves it. That's right. Says SmackDown. So, do you remember former UFC fighter and former I got that messed up. I think I need some Jack. What do you guys think, man? No, I don't need any of that. Intercontinental champion Ken Shamrock. Yeah, Shamrock is making his professional wrestling return. You believe that? It's his first time wrestling since 2009. 2009. So that was 8 years ago. He'll be wrestling November 30th. He'll be in Melbourne, Australia for the Battle Championship Wrestling 25. Yes, Shamrock is back. His last match we talked about, 2009, right? Against Jimmy Jacobs. Believe that? Michigan native, by the way. Jimmy Jacobs at Bloody Mania 3, which was for the JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. All right? Which is ran by the Juggalos, ICP, of Michigan. Well, believe that. Now, unfortunately, I have some news to report. I say it's unfortunate because if it's true, this sucks. So there's allegation that James Ellsworth sent nude photos to a 16-year-old on Snapchat. Stupid. Ellsworth has denied all allegations and has said that any further questions can be directed to his lawyer. If this is true, Ellsworth can kiss his wrestling career goodbye. So far, from what I can see on the internet, which, you know, it's on the internet, so it's true. No, I'm joking. It pretty much looks like BS to me, but I could be wrong, of course, right? Should the claims be taken seriously? Absolutely. Should it be investigated? Absolutely. The claims there, because if it did happen, you don't want to discredit the victim, okay? But the pictures that were shared that they're showing online, this could be shady. You know what I mean? And it looks kind of shady. So, you know, do your own research, come to your own conclusion. My conclusion, I think, is kind of shady. So it just doesn't fit. So we'll see. All right, guys, we're at that portion of the show where we start taking legit wrestling questions. You ask me your questions, and I give you my opinion because you know you love it, right? So when we come back, legit wrestling questions. Yo, bam, and it loads again, and the screen loads again. So legit wrestling questions. Boom. Let's see here. No legit wrestling questions. All right, cool stuff. So I have some more pictures I got to put on the wall, huh? I got those when I went to the last, what was it, Motown Showdown. I got a couple more autographs, and I need to reorganize to put the autographs up. Doesn't look like we have legit wrestling questions. Nobody wants to ask a question. To fill the void, they sign Indy Taker, and we lose Alex, James, and Justin at BWCW. They'll be joining Cyrus in a new group called Blue Water. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Dan Beals. I really hope Cody is smart enough to stay away from WWE. Oh, boy. Fantasy Survivor Series teams, current roster, all time. And Indies to face WWE. Here's one. Want some company? I can jump on Skype or something and join the conversation. I do it all the time. You can come on the show another night. I'm sick. I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's see. What match are you most looking forward to next weekend at BWCW? I haven't made that decision yet. I think I'm going to talk about that next week, because next week's going to be an interesting show. With weaponized Alex Weir and his father, Michael Weir, will be on the show to discuss wrestling. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to hear both of them just fine. Let's see here. Fantasy Survivor Series teams, current roster, all time, and indies. That's a lot to ask. Holy smokes. What, the super kick, bro? Yeah. Super kick, bro. Super kick party. My favorite belt. All right, so my first favorite belt will always be Big Gold. Always. That's my first favorite belt right there. Now, this one on the wall is the WWE version. I more so would want the WCW Big Gold version. And then my second favorite is always going to be 10 pounds of gold, NWA World Heavyweight title. After that, I'm going to say the very first undisputed belt was one of my favorites. And then the winged eagle. So yeah, that's pretty much like a good order for me right there. One day I'll own those belts. So yeah, that one. And then the Divas one is signed by Jillian Hall. And that one's a cheapo. It's not the It's the Toys R Us version. But it works. So that one's a replica. I should have had Ric Flair sign that, you know, that I think about it when I met him. I've met Ric Flair twice, but very good. All right, don't forget that you can go down into the description. If you're on your cell phone, don't, you know, because I know some of you guys might be watching on your cell phone. You click that little arrow down on the bottom, right there. You click that, it'll open it up, and then it'll open up a new subsection, and then you can go in there. In there, there'll be links. If you're on your computer, you could scroll down, you know. If you're on a TV, I apologize. I don't think you're really going to be able to do that. But anyways, there's links down there. There's a donation link if you feel like you want to donate. Let's say you want to go buy a T-shirt because, you know, you like Rasslin Rage and you want to buy a T-shirt and you think it's cool stuff, right? You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/RasslinRage. Maybe... oh yeah, that's right. Hit that like button. Maybe, just maybe, you want to go buy you want to buy wrestling boots. Maybe you want to buy a turnbuckle. Maybe, just maybe, you want to stream some wrestling. You go to highspots.com down there. There's a link. You click that link, and you hit that, and you purchase whatever you're going to purchase. We get a small commission on that. And then maybe you're a WWE fan and you want to buy a T-shirt. I got lots of them. Matter of fact, I got this Southpaw Wrestling T-shirt on. If you haven't checked out Southpaw Wrestling on Southpaw Regional Wrestling on the WWE Network, I suggest you do that because it's a sweet thing. So WWE shop, there's a link down there. You click that link, we get a very small commission because you know WWE loves their money. So you can go there, click the link, buy whatever, T-shirts, whatever, belts, whatever you want to buy, and we get a very small commission. Is there another question here? Oh yeah, no, the IWC. Well, you know, I like the IWGP, but not as much as some of these. I didn't grow up with New Japan. You know, I grew up with WWF. I grew up with WCW, and NWA. You know, so those are the belts that I'm really like. You know, do I like the IWGP belts? They're all right, but I'm always gonna go for my, you know, WCW. I've always been a big fan of big plate like this. You know, the big plates. I'm okay with those belts, not the Divas, but I'm okay with the WWE title belt, but I would rather they looked like that. Let's put it that way. I'd rather it be a plate. That's just my opinion, though. So, you know, next week, don't forget, we're going to be live, same time, right here on r2youtube.com. You can go to our website at rasslinrage.com, and they're right there. All the videos are listed. There's also links on the right, you know, to all the stuff that I talked about. Like I said before, what's not updated on the website, I'm going to get updated soon. The donation link's not right, and the something else isn't right. I forget what it was, but we got to get it fixed. I know. Tons of stuff to do all the time. If you haven't liked our page on Facebook, you can do that. We're at Rasslin Rage. It's at Rasslin Rage. But you can go to the website, do all that stuff, and then make sure you like the video and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because it's a good time, guys. Every Friday, we're here. We talk wrestling. Talk wrestling, right? All right. So I want to say thanks so much to everybody for joining me tonight. You guys have a great weekend. I have to work, unfortunately, but I'll catch some of those matches, and I'll catch them afterwards when I get the chance. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week, Friday, 8 p.m. Like and subscribe. My name's Cody, and I'll see you guys later.